Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church Congregation in Fullerton, an inclusive community dedicated to building a better world. I am Megan Smock and I will be your worship associate today. Whoever you are, however you identify, whether you join us in person or online, you are welcome. UUCF acknowledges that this land is the original ancestral homelands of the Ahachiman, Kizh, and Tongva peoples. May we have the humility and courage to help restore what has been broken and the wisdom to live in a new solidarity with Indigenous communities and the earth. Before we begin our service today, I'd like to call your attention to a few announcements. Number one, unfortunately, our speaker today, Mark Peru, is ill and not able to be with us because he did not want to risk infecting us, which I greatly appreciate. So we're doing a little bit different. The service was supposed to be AI ethics and the UU. It's now going to be about ministry, since we're going to be talking about ministry a little bit later on. Mark Umbriaco will, there'll be a contract minister congregational conversation following today's service. Mark, would you like to come up and talk about that?
Good morning, everyone. So the board is happy to announce that we are already receiving some resumes for contract ministers. But we want to take this opportunity to include all of you in this search. So for the most part, I don't think anyone on the board has hired a minister in the past, so we're all new to this. So in our newness, we want to have your opinion and your input and what kind of minister we need or want, and also just your general feelings about where the direction the church is going, and to talk, intellectually amongst small groups. So after service, if you want to stick around, whether you're a member or not a member, but a regular attendee, we're going to split up into groups depending on how many people participate, and we're going to do like a little interview survey process in mind to keep you guys in the conversation for our search. All right, thank you.
The Social Action Committee has selected the North Carolina Community Foundation to receive today's Share the Plate donation. This organization is local to the area affected by Hurricane Helene and is focused on long-term recovery efforts from the disaster in Western North Carolina. The North Carolina Community Foundation has a 100% rating on Charity Navigator. Online folks can participate as well using Venmo or PayPal Giving Fund. Just make sure you let our administrator know that it's a Share the Plate donation. You can do that there's a place to write a note. Please give generously. Heads up, this Tuesday, you may receive a text message shown here on the screen from UUCF via Breeze, our church management software. This is because of a new compliance requirement from wireless carriers. It is important that you reply yes to the message if you wish to continue to receive text messages from our office. Truthfully, we rarely send out more than one text per month, but it is important that you do reply if you want to continue to receive them. Next Saturday, we will be ordaining Casey Marie Pendle in our sanctuary at 3 p.m. Please RSVP if you plan to stay for the reception held in the fellowship hall. There's still time to contribute to a gift. Just speak to Debbie Reebach. Linda Duarte Wolf has planned a Wunderbar Tasty Tuesday this month. RSVP for Oktoberfest on October 29th in La Habra at the Continental Deli at a special time, 5:45 p.m. And I'd now like to call up Chris Heaton to talk about Camp de Venneville Pines Retreat.
Good morning. Well, I agreed to talk about this 10 minutes ago, so this is an example of extemporaneous talking. So how many of you have been to de Benneville Pines? Okay. How many of you have never been to de Benneville Pines? Okay. Help me know my audience a little bit better. So in the second week of November, our congregation has a congregational retreat in the San Bernardino Mountains where we have a beautiful camp. And there are many things to do up at the camp. The camp has a nice lodge, has a coffee house, it has cabins that are warm and heated, and there are many things to do there. If it's warm, we can go hiking. If it's cold, we can stay in and play board games. If you like to play musical instruments, there are generally those of us that like to do that, and we like to get together and play. I just found out this morning in reading UU World that the creator of the game Wingspan is a UU, and that might be a fun board game for me to learn to play because it teaches us the interactions of birds and how they're connected to their environment. So there are many opportunities and things to do that are up there. If you're interested in going, you can either talk to me or you can talk to Dale Botts. Where is Dale? Dale is there, and Mary Botts, I just saw Mary, she's right there. We can tell you more details about the camp, and if you are interested in going and need a ride, perhaps that can be arranged as well. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, we made $450 last weekend towards offsetting costs for people. I don't know how that gets distributed, but that's not my problem.
For those of you online, last week's ice cream social made $450 for camp scholarships. We limit the time spent in our service making announcements, so please check out the weekly announcements you receive over email. Otherwise, you might miss something really important. We'll be sharing joys and sorrows a bit later in the service. So if you're in the sanctuary and you'd like to share, the slips are located on the back table, and you can fill them out up to the end of Time for All Ages. If you're joining us online, I invite you to post your joy or sorrow in the comments section. Those of you in the sanctuary are now welcome to take a moment to greet one another.
Good morning. My name is Christine Araoka, and I'm your accompanist. Excited to be here today. For those who don't know me, I am a jazz pianist and composer. I graduated from Cal State Fullerton and then got my master's at Azusa Pacific. I am now a professor at UC Riverside, as well as teaching my own students at my studio. Thank you. I do have a performance at the Long Beach Parkers Lighthouse tonight, if you're interested in seeing me doing some solo piano. But without further ado, we will be singing our opening hymn, 1058, Be Ours a Religion. Please rise in mind, body, or spirit and join us in singing. Be ours a religion, which like sunshine goes everywhere in its temple, all space. The shrine, the good heart, its creed, all truth, its ritual works of love. Be ours a religion, which like sunshine goes everywhere in its temple, all space. You shine the good heart, its creed, all truth, its ritual works of love.
Love. Wherever we come from, wherever we're going, whoever we are, whomever we love, we proclaim with love on our side. Our bodies are sacred. Our minds are blessed. Our spirits are beloved. May we be open to receive more love, always more love. Please join me in saying our unison affirmation on the screen. This flame affirms the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. Love is the doctrine that we share. The quest of truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need. Thus do we covenant with one another. It is our custom to provide donations of non-perishable food and personal care items for Pathways of Hope, a local food bank. As the children come forward, they're asked to collect the donations placed at the end of the rows. And now the children are invited to come forward for time for all ages.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Good morning. I'm Megan. Oh, that is the wrong. The teens are going on a Fullerton Mystery Walking Tour today. Thanks to Christina Gardner, who has volunteered so graciously. That's why that's up there. But that is not what our Time for All Ages is about today. For our Time for All Ages, I need a volunteer. My friend. Can you stand right here, friend? All right, you don't even know what you're volunteering for, that's right. Can you please hold up, this is our little flower of all of our different values. Thank you. Oh, and you know what, actually, also hold up J Piglet. That's, we need that up there too. Also, today we're doing a craft, so can you hold up this yarn? Oh, also, you know what, I saw this really cool magazine, can you hold that too? We're gonna need snacks for today, can you grab that? Oh, you know what, we might make a mess, so can you take this broom? Also, we need the sign-up sheet for people who sign up later. Oh, and you know what? Like this, we also need that. Bro, Steven. Oh my gosh, Steven. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How could we make this situation a little bit better? What could happen, Josie? What could we do? Oh my gosh, we could ask for help. Could please, please. My friends, have you ever heard of the saying, many hands makes light work? Kind of, we've maybe heard that before. Okay, if all of this is put on one person, is it hard to do? Okay, but if all of us pitched in, would it be a little bit easier? We all each had one little job? Well, adults, this is our pitch about volunteering, not just for RE, but volunteering to help our church in general. Having everything put on one person, like poor Stephen here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Having everything put on one person is very difficult, but if it is spread out amongst many people, it is a lot easier. So I did have you actually holding. This is our sign-up sheet for there we go. That's our sign-up sheet for volunteers for RE. So if you would like to help out with our RE kiddos, either the teens or the younger kiddos, we have our sign-up sheet. We also, next week, are doing a trunk or treat. We have currently 4 cars. We need 4 more cars. So if you would like your car to be spooky and help pass out candy to our kiddos, we will provide the candy. You don't have to buy candy. We know candy is expensive. We will provide the candy. You just provide a car and decor for your car. So any spooky, yes, the car is very cheap. That is the cheapest part of the trunk or treat. Yes, and next week we want everybody to wear their spooky costumes or cute costumes or beautiful costumes, whatever your costume is. But that is our pitch for volunteers. And now off to our mystery tour.
Go with wisdom, go with wonder, go to see a bright day. Learn to see the light within you as we send you on. Go with wisdom, go with wonder, go to meet a bright day. Learn to see the light within you as we send you on.
We begin, sorry. Those joining us online are invited to share in all caps a joys or sorrows in the comments section. We begin by lighting a candle for all our concerns for the larger world, our wish for peace and justice, our hopes for the children who will inherit this planet. May the candle represent all those wishes and calls for action that are more than we can articulate in this space. I'd also like to light a candle for Mark Peru in the hopes that he feels better very soon and can come deliver the very interesting talk he was going to give. And now let us share the personal joys and sorrows in our lives. Dennis N. says, I think this is a joy. Yes, it's a joy. For my partner, Aaron, who does so much for our family. Juana Ventura. Our daughter, Sofia Ventura Cruz, will be getting married this coming week. She was raised UU and continues to go to a UU church in Pasadena. Congratulations, Sophia and her fiance. And Judy Reel says, just got out of the hospital, feel fine. And I received an email this week from Reverend Jason. He sends some updates about himself and our seminarians. Cheyenne Boone, Kathy Boone's daughter, is a month into her congregational internship at Foothills Unitarian Church in Fort Collins, Colorado. Wendy Karn is a couple of months into her final year at Meadville Lombard Theological School and her internship at Orange Coast UU in Costa Mesa. Sam Hunt, our wonderful intern minister, has been fully cleared by the UUA to be ordained as a UU minister. He sends his gratitude to the people of UUCF for their support during this process. And of course, Casey Pandel will be having her ordination here next Saturday. She's currently the minister of the Santee Congregation in San Diego County. And Jason says, while working part-time with the Santa Clarita UU congregation, Reverend Dr. Jason Cook has accepted the position of Executive Director for UU Wellspring, an organization affiliated with the UUA, specializing in spiritual programming for congregations and individuals. All of these people send their appreciation, gratitude, and love to UUCF. We now light one more candle for all those joys, sorrows, and concerns that remain unexpressed but are still held close in our hearts. Please join me in saying the affirmation on the screen. We join you in celebrating your joys. May you feel our love and compassion for your sorrows and concerns. For all that is spoken and unspoken, may the caring of our beloved community sustain us all. Let us move into the spirit of meditation, reflection, and prayer. You may close your eyes. Take a deep breath, whatever helps you find your center. Ministry is all that we do. Together, ministry is that quality of being in community that affirms human dignity, beckons forth hidden possibilities, invites us into deeper, more constant, reverent relationships, and carries forward our heritage of hope and liberation. Ministry is what we do together as we celebrate triumphs of our human spirit, miracles of birth and life, wonders of devotion and sacrifice. Ministry is what we do together with one another in terror and torment, in grief in misery, in pain, enabling us to, in the presence of death, to say yes to life. We who minister speak and live the best we know, with full knowledge that it's never quite enough, and yet are reassured by lostness found, fragments reunited, wounds healed, and joy shared. Ministry is what we all do together. In lieu of the sermon that Mark was going to give, and to make time for the ministry conversation, I'm going to share two readings. You are given the questions of others as if they were answers to all you ask. Yes, perhaps this gift is your answer, from A Gift by Denise Levertov. In my town, the annual Harvest Fair is a big event. All the groups in town have booths. The Boy Scouts make root beer, the Women's Club offers homemade pies, and the Rotary gives out hot dogs for a donation to the food pantry. My church sells whoopie pies. You can mix and match your choice of flavors for filling and cake. I know, right? The dance school and karate students perform, and there's a band. It's a rite of passage when kids are old enough to walk around by themselves and collect swag and candy. Last year, I sat at our booth next to a sign saying, "The minister is in. Profound questions answered, 25 cents." I borrowed the idea from Lucy's "The Doctor is In" booth from Peanuts. Some of the questions were from people wanting to know their purpose or the meaning of their life, which is not something you can really answer for someone else. I had to extemporize, saying there may be multiple purposes to our lives, or that we can't know the full meaning of our lives because we don't always know how our lives touch other people. A few people asked me to predict the future in ways that were surprising and tender. They wanted to know if the heart surgery would go okay, or the cancer would return, or their husband would recover from his stroke. I preface these answers with the disclosure, in the name of professional honesty, that I am not psychic. But I also said in every case, I absolutely believe it's going to be fine, more than fine. I can't know this for sure, of course, but what I do know for sure is that hope matters. One of the best things we can do is to hold hope for someone when that person cannot hold it for themselves. Not the careless, casual hope of, I hope things go well for you, but a sturdier hope, a hope which says, I believe in you, even though you might not believe in yourself right now. A hope that says, I see you as whole and brave as hell, even though you feel broken and afraid. It is, I realize, an act of great trust. Sit down with the local minister and ask a true question, a question of the heart, because the questions are also our fears, our worries, our deepest longings. I will hold the questions as carefully as I can, like the gifts they are, and offer hope as the only answer I know. Where are you? Or where are you a pastor? It's not an uncommon question when you're chosen to do ministry in a small rural town, especially when you wear a clerical collar much of the time. I'm getting used to the puzzled looks on people's faces as they struggle to reconcile a genderqueer body in this traditionally masculine shirt. Today, though, this person seems genuinely curious, and even though I'm in a hurry, I decide to stop and answer her question. I'm a pastor at the Unitarian Universalist Church. What kind of church is that? She asks, clearly puzzled by not getting the standard Baptist or Apostolic Lutheran answer people come to expect around here. I've gotten used to it, though, having had to provide a question on more than one occasion. We aren't exactly the largest faith in the world, after all, and considering we're one of only 3 congregations in the region, a native here is likely never to have heard of us. I struggle trying to remember my elevator speech from seminary, wondering how do I convey the essence of our faith to a person in a conversation in a conservative town. We're an open and inclusive religion with people of different faiths and beliefs. She's clearly processing what I've managed to come up with and searches for a response. She's met a non-Christian, and the abrasiveness of this on her perceptions is apparent. Is that the kind of church that lets queers in? I smile internally, knowing that this is the only way she knows how to classify us, having already been lost for words. This is what she really wants to know. Are there sinners in our church? Yes, we are, I reply as she walks away with a simple, oh. Yes, indeed we are, I think. Straights and normies are definitely present, but every gay, lesbian, and queer person is welcome in our congregation because they need church too. Come, every person of every race, ethnicity, creed, sexuality, gender, identity, and expression, sex, political belief, class, age, and ability. Let us all come together, learn from one another, Let us build beloved community together, not because we're all the same. Our differences matter, but not so much that we can't find community with one another. We need places to find the sacred and the holy, to be transformed in the light of a faith that demands inquiry more than conformity, and to transform those who would see the sacredness of human identity as a sin rather than a blessing. Hopefully, one day ours will become so common a way that I'll no longer have to remember my elevator speech during spontaneous random encounters. And yes, my random encounter, you have a place at the table too. I'll be saving a seat for you whenever you're ready. The offering as pastoral ministry by Victoria Weinstein. Every week in our church, we take up an offering. It's good to remind ourselves from time to time that the offering is symbolic as well as practical. We know that it is through pledges that we build our budget and fund our yearly programs and ministries of worship and religious education, pay our staff and professional religious leaders, and finance the comfort and beauty of our buildings. And we know that we could easily submit those pledged checks to the church at any convenient time. But we pass the plate during our worship service to make a community expression of thanks for the blessing of abundance, to visibly bring in the harvest at this most cherished hour of our week. Our offering says that the act of giving is as essential to our spiritual well-being as anything else we do here on Sunday mornings. This morning's offering, as I will remind you, is a Share the Plate with the North Carolina, can't remember the rest of the name, but it's a community. Foundation. Thank you, Debbie. Working to help with the major devastation from Hurricane Helene. The morning offering will now be given and received in the spirit of grateful fellowship. Payment options are available on the screen.
For our closing hymn, we'll be singing 1007, There's a River Flowing in My Soul. Please rise in mind, body, or spirit and join us in singing. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul. And
Hearing listeners are Mary Botts and Christina Garner. You can speak with them after the meeting if you have any concerns or would simply like someone to talk to, and trust that whatever you share is always confidential. Please join hands if you wish. Much of ministry is a benediction, a speaking well of each other and the world, a speaking well of what we value, honesty, love, forgiveness, trust, a speaking well of our efforts, a speaking well of our dreams. This is how we celebrate life, through speaking well of it, living the benediction, and becoming as a word well spoken. We now extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts wherever we may go. Amen, shalom, salam, namaste, and blessed be. Go now in peace, go now in peace. The spirit of love surround you.
All right, guys, so the meeting will be right after break. We'll take a 15-minute break and start at 12:30. So use the bathroom, have a cup of coffee, and socialize. And then we're going to meet back in the sanctuary here, whoever is interested in participating. All right, thank you all.